Hi, vintage drum collectors. Jim Messina is my name, and I'm a vintage drum collector too. And I've been doing some interviews and video clips of vintage drums and vintage drum collectors at the Chicago show, and some of my own pieces. If you're interested in that, you might want to look right over there on to the right of your screen. You'll see it says More from Gumph 1234. That's GUMPH 1234. If you click on that right over there, you'll see more of these videos that I'm talking about. You can watch them in sequence as we go along. I've done Bunny Carlos, Mike Corrado. We've spoken with Dave Brown, the famous English collector. Had a real good time doing all these interviews, and I've been posting them systematically. So if you're a vintage drum buff, they should be of big interest to you. But right now, we're going to go to Winnie Mensink, the famous collector from the Netherlands. He's going to be talking about a vintage DUNCAN sock pedal that I brought to the Chicago show. So check it out. Here's Winnie.
Hey, here we are. We finally found Winnie Mensink, the perfect guy to tell us what the story is, other than I'm John Aldridge, about this pedal. I mean, he's the consummate pedal collector from the Netherlands. Winnie Mensink once again. What do we got, Winnie?
I don't know, man. I've never seen one of these before. Only on pictures, but not in real life. Yeah, they look like Waldorf.
Well, we were told by John Aldridge, and it's in his book, Guide to Vintage Drums. It's called a DUNCAN sock pedal. But you're more towards the bass pedals, or?
Yeah, well, it was advertised by Slingland, I think it was.
No, I'm not really sure if this is Walbert and Roger, or Slingland had them too. Dave Brown, earlier when I told him about it, that's what he thought it was, but we haven't really found any markings on the pedal yet, but John Aldridge is the one who does have a picture of it in his book, and he called it a DUNCAN sock pedal and cleaned off a little bit of it for us, but I thought you'd really think this is kind of unique, huh? So, it's been a year since we talked to you last year. Yeah. You and Tanko, I'm not sure what Tanko Bard is right now. Usually Winnie and Tanko travel from the Netherlands together to come to the show. But they also, like I told you last year, have their own show. We talked about that. How did the show go last year? Really? A lot of exhibitors? Or?
We had about 300 exhibitors, which was a little bit better than last year. Every year it's a little bit growing. Everybody's happy and having a good time. Most days.
Well, you know how hard it is to put on a show like this.
Yeah, because look what's going on here. We can't compare us with the shows in this size, this thickness.
Yeah. So what do you think of the content of the show this year as compared to last year?
I think there's a lot of quality stuff brought, and a lot of drums.
Well, I noticed that they don't have as much 1920s, 1930s, 40s, although I did see some wartime drums.
Yeah, that's. I think every year there's a little bit less of the old stuff and a little bit more of the new
Do you have the same thing happening at the Amsterdam show, that you're getting more custom, or?
Yeah, the custom is very big, of course. Well, that's a sort of balance of the availability of all the sets. There's a lot of interest for vintage and also for people wanting to have a special set or
Have you found something this year for yourself at the show? Anything?
This bottle of water.
Nothing in particular. I knew last year you were looking at something over in Good Simon's, but didn't go for it. But I imagine it's a little tough for you because you got to go all the way back to the Netherlands, and how do you ship things back? That gets kind of difficult,
well,
doesn't it?
Shipping companies, and so that's, you see anything this much, there's not really a lot of stuff that you can send out there, as long as you pay for the
Have you made any new additions to your pedal collection?
Well, I haven't been very active last 6 months. After I got Italian Beerler, the Italian craftsman who makes the rest, an association now with Previotto. He offered me like a year ago a couple of pedals, and it's about one of them is the Dresden pedal, the double pedal with the meter and the double high-end cymbals.
Is that made of wood?
No, that's made of cast iron.
Okay.
It's like a 20s pedal. That's about the last pedal I got new in the collection. It's going slowly.
What should something like that cost?
Sorry?
What would a pedal like that cost?
Well, I bought a load of, I bought 5 or 6 pedals of him, and what does it cost? You know, for me it's priceless. I would really, I will steal this pedal if I got the chance to. I'm alone and you're with too, so I'll leave it to you. But I would kill somebody. It would be very nice. It's still, just looking at it is enough for me. I don't really have to be sensitive or something. The joy is just looking at the movement. And somebody thought of, okay, they will make a hitch over here and attach this to this. And go here and then draw it and so forth. And now we've got a real instrument. Well, if you look at a pedal like this, you see the joy of, and then I see the joy in the assemblage and just thinking of something and making it. Because, well,
if you guys have seen Winnie's collection of pedals, you'd know what he's talking about. That he has a real love for the technology and the history that's gone into the progression of the way bass pedals and double bass pedals and all these other innovations have come about. Winnie has very good representations of those inventions. Winnie Mensink, one of the premier collectors in the drum scene today. Thanks a lot, Winnie.